What is totally worth its risk? Leaving your hometown to begin a new life. Eating raw cookie dough. It isn't risky, dough. Agreed. The risk is fairly low, and when you consider that there are plenty of recipes out there that call for raw/undercooked egg anyway, it seems silly to not eat some cookie dough once in a while. That being said, if you are worried, you can make egg-free cookie dough just to eat by replacing the egg with some milk. Edit. A few people have pointed out that you can also buy pasteurized eggs. That's certainly another valid option. Pasteurization also seems to be standard practice in the US. Traveling. There was a post a few months ago about a scam in the Vietnam airport, and all the comments were about how you should never travel to Vietnam. Extensive traveling in countries with all levels of development will do more for your life than just about anything else. Amazing experiences, awesome people, good food. You might get hustled for a bit of money here and there, but generally people are not looking to harm you. Get out there, people. It's so true. I just got a super shady scooter ride back to my hotel in Thailand, and it's great to have yet another outlook on how differently people do things. Driver even wished me a Merry Christmas in poor English. Nice touch after going up on sidewalks and directly into oncoming traffic. 8 out of 10 didn't die. Torrenting. Not if you live in Germany. Have fun paying around $800 for every movie/game. That's the best part about living in Eastern Europe. Internet speeds are one of the best in the world, and there's no risk in torrenting. I got drunk and literally messaged every female on my Facebook. Almost all of them replied. All I said was hi, or hey, or hello there, or something of the dumb sort. Had a few good conversations with minimal regret. I had a heart attack in the morning practically. Edit. Oh yeah, I messaged my crush and deleted my Facebook, so there is that. Emma had a crush once in college, while a few beers deep. Hit send and part of me was freaking out, and the other part was like, screw it. She responded a day later. This was probably the year 2000, with a thank you, but let's stay friends blah blah blah. Whatever. 5 years later we lived apart by about 1,000 miles. I passed through town and ended up out with her and my buddy. Ended up on her couch, or I thought was going to be her couch. Long story short, we hooked up a few times, but lived too far away to make anything work. Don't ever regret going for it. I would maybe write your feelings and then hit send after you are sober. As long as you aren't creepy and just sincere, most normal people will take it as flattery. I'm married now, and I told my wife when we were just friends to come visit me for some friend sex. Ballsy, but I hadn't been with someone in a while, and throughout the Hail Mary, it worked and we have been together ever since. Driving. The immense amount of trust we put in complete strangers on the road, most of them bumbling idiots, is incredible. Stay in your lane. Stay on your side of the road. Obey the lights. Yield. Turn instead of going straight. Not slamming on their brakes. Not slamming into you when you brake. It can all change in an instant. I trust no one most of the time. Always be ready for anything. Makes driving feel much more fun, like you're the transporter and everyone is trying to kill you. Make safe driving fun. Double down when you have 10. Edit. This is blackjack. I like my girls how I like playing blackjack. Always hit on a soft 16. Friend of mine did this in Milwaukee and an old timer at the end of the table had a ducking temper tantrum. You never double down on 10s. Learn to play the damn game. My buddy won on both hands. I thought the guy's head was going to explode. Never understood why, cause I'm a ducking casual. Jaywalking. Duck the police. I got pulled over for jaywalking in Seattle once. I mean, really it was the cop that had to pull over. I was already on the sidewalk. He blipped his siren and ran the lights on his Holly, and I said I get it. I'm pulled over. I'm the only one around. He asked me if I was going somewhere in a hurry. I told him I was late for work, so he said he'd write my ticket fast. I said, well, I suppose it's fair that I pay my debt to society. I've jaywalked many times and I'll probably do it many times in the future. He laughed, but he still wrote me a $50 ticket. Long-term investing. Any outdoor sports. I snowboard, rock climb, do some mountaineering, etc. Can be dangerous as all hell, but well worth it. Outside? Never heard of it. Graphics are amazing. Storyline can be quite varied, but for most it's just a repetitive grind of mini quests. Leaving your comfort zone. The world truly opens itself up to you and lets you experience so many new things when you do. Starting a fire. So do you put it out though? Please reply soon. The fire department isn't fast on Christmas. You shouldn't have played my mixtape. Oh thank God that put it out. Admitting you need help. Falling in love. I don't know about this one. Being in love with someone who didn't even care about me in return was the hardest and most heartbreaking time of my life. Mushrooms. Considering there isn't too much risk, if you do it in a safe environment and with a sitter, it's totally worth it. Unless you have mental health issues or they run in your family. Scuba diving in cold oceans like Canada or Scandinavia. Water is like 45 Fahrenheit/7 Celsius in the summer and your face feels like it's on fire and you look like a corpse with purple lips. But the plant life and sea creatures are amazing. So beautiful, and the different concentrations of salt water look like oil layers in the depth. Today I learned Canada is actually an ocean. Sex. Maybe you might get an STD, but you're definitely getting some. Swimming at night. Though maybe it might not be worth the risk. Swimming at night. Friend had his suit on already and went down to the lake while we were putting on our suits. We were not even 10 minutes later when we found him floating face down and pulled him out / performed CPR until the ambulance arrived. No luck. TLDR. Don't swim alone at night. Riding a motorcycle. The feeling of freedom from riding is worth the risk. After commuting to work every day on a bike, I will never go back to using a car willingly. I look forward to commuting now instead of loathing it. Chasing your dream. Any snow sports. I ski backcountry and it's definitely the riskiest thing I do. But if I die doing it and have come close, I'm okay with that. I think I read a quote somewhere along the lines that powder skiing is life fully lived in a blaze of reality. That's the best way I could put it. I never feel happier and more alive than in those blissful moments. TLDR. Backcountry skiing is high risk / high reward. Eye holes. If some guy catches you with them, he comes bursting through a window and just starts kicking the shut of you. They're worth the risk though. They melt in your mouth. Doing ecstasy. Make sure you sit down every now and then and drink lots of water. Party responsibly, people. Edit. Don't drink too much water or it can be just as damaging as the drug. Thank you all for your tips and experience. I honestly appreciate everyone promoting safe party habits and keeping people alive. Y'all are the best. Also test your shot. MDMA is often cut with not MDMA and that makes it unpredictable and unsafe if you don't test it first. Living on your own when you're young. No roommates, nothing. Your own space to live and walk naked in 24/7. You'll learn more about yourself, self-reliance, and gain a new level of independence. Let me just go check my bathtub of money so I can pay rent on a single. Scratching a cat's belly. Nude beaches. Going nude on your private property during warm summer days or somewhere else you won't bother people. I don't know if it's something to do with having extra skin exposed to the sun, but I find I will sleep 10 times better in the 4 to 5 nights following. Huge mood boost as well. Buying a king-sized bed. Sure, it costs $1,000. But it's so worth it to know that you can now sleep like God intended, like a starfish that fell out of an airplane. Quitting a long-term job for a new one. I'm poor once again, but happy. Money isn't everything. Any work that is soul-crushing is not worth the money. Asking him or her out. I get asked out a lot. Jim, get out of this class. My teacher obviously likes me. Skydiving. The risk isn't even that big, and it's such a worthwhile experience. Until your parachute malfunctions and you die. And then you use the second one. Less chance of death than driving a car. Credit card roulette with your friends. I got picked paying for ice cream, but 3 dinners have been paid for not by me. Having a dog. Lots of time consuming and upkeep, if you do it right. But so rewarding. Eating hot pizza. You will probably burn the roof of your mouth. But it's worth it. Do people actually agree with this? I just think it's stupid. It really does not taste better to me when it is boiling hot. It's not about it tasting better, it's about tasting it sooner. Flying. Can't beat the experience, views, or speed getting somewhere. Flying commercial is a bare minimum, but it's an entirely different experience, to be upfront. Time for all the comments saying it's safer than driving. Yes, I know. Didn't say it was a huge risk to fly, just that it's worth it. Believe me, I have a very clear idea of the risk involved.